Hello, everyone. Welcome to Book Club Preview. I'm Michael, and today we're looking at the Mark of Athena, Chapter 10, continuing Piper's story. Now, this is a pretty huge chapter, so let me try and go through it pretty quickly. It starts off in Piper's room. Piper had a hard time falling asleep because Coach Hedge is banging on the doors telling everyone to go to sleep, which makes it really hard to fall asleep. But she finally does, and as soon as she falls asleep, she's waken up by Leo. And it just feels like, boom, it's just a second. But Leo's like knocking, hey Piper, come in. Or, hey Piper, wake up. It's morning time. Now, this is the really funny part. Because Leo comes in and he covers his eyes, but he kind of has a little a little finger sticking out. And he says, are you decent? Are you clothed? Are you dressed? And he says, are you dressed, Piper? And at first, Piper's like, well, thanks, Leo, for trying to cover your eyes, but you're peeking, you um, annoying brat, kind of. She's in a playful way. And Leo says, like, oh, nice Power Ranger pajamas, which is so funny. If you know Power Rangers, there's other, like, um, characters like that in other different countries and things. But these 4 or 5 teenagers that get kind of some animal power, they have armor and they're whoo, 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 and then they fight bad guys. But it looks like Hazel has like these Power Ranger pajamas, but Hazel says they're eagles from her tribal Native American heritage. But anyways, Leo tells her, all right, let's go. We're here and we're going to be landing soon. It takes about an hour for Piper to get ready. She goes onto the deck of the ship and she sees everyone there, and she tells them why she wanted to come to Kansas. And she shares in the mirror she saw a picture of this guy who she describes as looking like Bacchus, and that this person will give her something. Percy doesn't like the sound of this. He's like, oh, Dionysus? Oh, Mr. D, he's terrible. But Jason's like, hey, don't worry. I helped out Bacchus before. Bacchus is a good guy. Well, they decide that they have to split up again. Frank is going to go fly around and look out for eagles. Hazel's going to walk on the ground and look for patrols with Aaron. Leo and Annabeth are going to fix the ship. So that just leaves. Oh, sorry, here we go. Percy, Jason, and Piper. And so they all decide to split up. And so Percy, Jason, and Piper go off to find Bacchus. They go through these fields and they finally end up at a highway. There's nowhere to go. They're about 8 miles to the mile marker. And so they're like, well, we better get a ride. And immediately, Percy's like, oh, don't worry. I have a friend that can help us out. And Jason's like, oh, I have a friend that can help us out too. And they look at each other. Let's see which friend gets here faster. And so at the same time, Jason like whistles. That's not a very good whistle. I can't do it. I'm smiling too much. And Percy just kind of concentrates in his mind, and nothing happens. But suddenly there's kind of a dark cloud coming out of nowhere, and Jason says, ooh, it's gonna be soon. Percy looks down the road. Oh, too late, mine's already here. And Black Pegasus lands down next to Percy, and he's like, all right, my friend's here and he can take all of us. And then just a moment later, pop, a storm spirit pops out onto the road, and Jason says, oh, don't worry, we got a ride. And they both kind of look at each other and are like, man, a Black Pegasus, that's a cool ride. And Percy's like, man, thanks. A storm spirit, man, that's a cool ride. And so there's this competition, but yet this respect for each other. And of course, Piper goes with Jason. They zoom down the highway and go to the place where they're supposed to meet Bacchus. When they get there, they're kind of looking around and they don't see anyone. And Piercy says, like, oh man, where is this wine dude? And then this guy comes out, wine dude? Who are you referring to? And he says, you can call me Lord Bacchus, you can call me Bacchus, or you can call me, oh, please don't kill me, Lord Bacchus. And this whole conversation that goes on, Piercy really starts to annoy Bacchus. And he kind of says really shocking, disrespectful things to Bacchus. And Piper keeps saving him from getting like turned into a dolphin. So Lord Bacchus comes out and he's looking around and he's like, where is Circe? Where is the goddess of the harvest? And they're like, oh, she's not here, but we need your help. And Piper uses her a little bit of charm speak, but just very respectful voice, talking with Bacchus. And Bacchus ends up telling them that they need to find this other child of Gaia who really hates Gaia, who can help them fight the twins. During this time, Piercy keeps looking at Bacchus and thinking about Mr. D, who he calls Mr. D, Dionysus. And Bacchus kind of shifts to Dionysus a little bit, and then shifts back to Bacchus. And he yells at Piercy, stop doing that. Stop thinking of me as Dionysus. It's hard to split up all the time. You don't know what it's like. Well, there's so much that they talk about. But eventually, after Dionysus tells them, you need to find, and I don't know how to say this, Forces maybe? You need to find Forces. He can help you out. And then he realizes that, where Circe should be here. We were going to work together and have a council meeting together. She's not here. That must mean there's going to be a trap. And immediately Bacchus, poof, disappears. He's gone. And right as the other demigods start to run away, they hear a sleepy voice. Too late, my demigods. And Gaia is like using her power everywhere. All of the wheat is like bent over like it's gonna cut him. And then she asks Piper, Piper, I'm gonna kill you and someone else. Which one am I gonna kill? You can choose, Jason or Piercy. And she's like, I'm not gonna choose. Go away. And then Piercy runs away. She looks up and Jason's eyes are gold. And she asks Piercy for help, but she looks over at him and he's being controlled by Gaia too. And they're looking at each other with their weapons. And they're completely controlled. Oh man, this reminds me of book 1. And Piper's in the middle. And she's like, no, stop it. As these two warriors are about ready to kill each other. And that is how the chapter ends. Oh man, we got a lot of vocabulary. Occupant, someone who is sleeping or staying somewhere. Uber means very, most. I can't remember how Piper uses it. Oh, uber comfortable. Her pillow is the most comfortable. Super comfortable. Perforated means there's holes in it. Peeked through. That's what I told you. Leo he was covering his eyes, but he was also peeking through his hand. There she blows. Ahoy! Coach Hedge is kind of talking like a pirate. Gangplank. This is the piece of wood that comes out from a boat that goes to a dock. If you've seen any pirate movies, that's also where they stick it out and you walk and jump into the water and die. Tormenting means causing pain. So Annabeth was tormenting herself, causing her own pain, worrying about Percy. Infused means to kind of push into. So actually Leo is so funny, man. Because Frank, he's like, I'm going to go fly around as a raven and look for eagles. And Leo's like, dude, why don't you just do a dragon? And when Leo's talking about this, Frank's cheeks turn really red. His whole face turns red, like it was infused with I think raspberries or something. But like the color was pushed and made one with his face. Razzing is like teasing or trying to make each other a little bit angry. And Leo and and Frank keep doing that in front of Hazel, right? To try to, I don't know, impress Hazel. Piper's not too sure what's going on, but certainly this keeps happening. Pod. If you think of like an animal's paws, when the horses stop, they start pawing the ground. If you can imagine a horse's hoof hitting the ground, because they got a lot of energy. They're ready to keep running. A steer is serious, not fun. It could even be bad. Incredulous means disbelieving. Piercy looks at Bacchus and is like, "You can fight? What? No!" Like this, that kind of sound. And then Bacchus is like, "I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna turn you into a dolphin." His expression and face. But Piper saves Piercy again. Whew. All right. That was a lot of vocabulary. Discussion question. How would you stop Piercy from upsetting Bacchus? Piper's sitting there thinking, like, oh my goodness, Piercy is out of control. Like, I can see why Annabeth is such a good match for him, because Annabeth is like the only person that can kind of control or kind of tame Piercy. And right now, he's going to get killed. He's going to get turned into a dolphin because of Bacchus. And she's like, what am I going to do? I have to save my friend's boyfriend, because I can't, if I return to Annabeth with the dolphin boyfriend, oh my goodness, I can't believe that. My friend would be so angry. And so Piper keeps trying to save Piercy from getting Bacchus angry. What would you do to kind of stop Piercy or to distract Bacchus? Whatever. How would you save Piercy from upsetting Bacchus? Jason, he's fine. He's pretty respectful. Of course, please make your own discussion question. That is all the time that we have for today. But thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Book Club Preview. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hey, if you have any questions about the video today, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. If you had any other vocabulary words that you wanted to know what they meant, let me know. And also, if you're interested in maybe joining one of these book clubs, please leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.